Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Madam coming back to you once again. This time we're going to go over to Distractify, and this is about Andrew Schulz. If you're not familiar with Andrew Schulz, he is the podcaster, comedian who made some very very disparaging comments against Kendrick Lamar. For some reason, he felt like Kendrick Lamar was taking stabs at him, even though Kendrick Lamar did not, outright say his name or his podcast or anything like that. He jumped up and took the bullet, and rightfully so. He is, responded twice. His comments about butt breaking, because that's what it literally is. It just does not put him in a good light. The people that were on the actual videos where he responded, the other three gentlemen, it does not put them in a good light either. Even though one of the men that was on his podcast, when he made the comment about doing something to Kendrick Lamar in a romantic sexual way, the guy just sat there and just laughed, like if that was funny. Like, rape is not okay for anyone, whether it be man, woman, child, animal, etc. It's never good for anyone. But this article is going to focus on Andrew Schulz and his ex-girlfriend, who posted in 2020 about their relationship, because it brings highlight to, Andrew Schulz essentially calling Kendrick Lamar a hypocrite and saying that rap music often disrespects and degrades black women. However, on a larger scope, if you understand the culture, it is not just talking about one race of women. Yes, it is performed by black artists, but it's not necessarily always talking about black women. If you have been a connoisseur of rap or hip hop, sometimes females, or the term bitch, is used not to refer to a female or a female dog, but it is to refer to something else as a metaphor. So, that being said, he called Kendrick Lamar a hypocrite. He basically said that how dare a rapper that feels it's okay for other rappers to disrespect black women, which he literally put a race on it just being black women. Oh no, they don't disrespect any other race of women. It's just black women. I don't know who made that rule or that exception, but and again, this is what pisses me off with the black guy that was actually in the video with him. Like, why didn't you correct him about this? Like, but coonery is coonery to me. But and then it was other people of other ethnicities on there as well, and it's crazy given their background, what I assume that they come from. Disrespecting women. In some countries, they're not even allowed to play rap music or anything that talks about hurting or defaming women. So for you to sit on that actual podcast and laugh at another man, colonizer, not a colonizer per se, but just a person, a privilege of white privilege, to say what he said and not correct him in any way is baffling to me. But basically that was the gist of it. And then he proceeded to say that he would something about jail and do something romantically excuse me, making love to Kendrick Lamar, which is wrongful on so many reasons, so many levels. But let's get into this article. It says Andrew Schulz's ex-girlfriend says she was manipulated, controlled, and abused by the comedian. On December 5th, 2024, Sara claims against Andrew, which were first shared in 2020, reemerged on social media. A Reddit user reposted an X, formerly known as Twitter, post on Thursday. The post contained screenshots of an Instagram post shared on his ex-girlfriend Sarah Phillips' page. In the post, Sara accused the comedian of being verbally abusive during their relationship. The social media accounts claim in their repost that she was 16 and he was 28. Now, to speak to that, if you were to do a quick search and go to on there, some people pulled up, she was born in 1995, which means that she would be close to about almost not close to 30 years old, but not technically 30, give or take a few years, a pair of years or two. And then I went on the Wikipedia, I believe, and it says that it puts her birth date at 1993, which either way, it just looks really, that's a whole nother topic, a whole nother conversation for me. You understand? But yeah, it says that she was 16, allegedly, and he was 28. Now, hey, like I said, that's a different conversation, a different topic. But because I do not know her specific concrete age of it, I'm not going to speak on it right here and right now. But it says, for years I was manipulated, controlled, and abused by him, Sara said. The verbal abuse was constant. I was isolated from my friends. If I wore makeup that he thought was too much, he wiped it off my face in public. Andrew's ex also stated that the abuse turned emotional and later affected her physical health. In addition to allegedly policing her outfit choices, she recalls discovering he had been using her toothbrush to wipe his shoes, causing her to be sick for weeks. Now, this is the post right here. Well, one of the many posts that have popped up in the last couple of days and things like that. Basically, it was her saying, she was, internally battling whether she should speak on this or not. Hopefully it would give her some type of peace and some type of closure. And, she wants to ask for peace and privacy, in regards to the situation. But the article continues to say that Sara also discussed an alleged domestic dispute between them in Aruba, where she says his anger got out of control. She locked herself in the hotel bathroom. She then said that while she and Andrew had ended their relationship years before her post, she decided to open up about his alleged abuse after being just harassed. And this hasn't stopped since they broke up. When they first broke up, it was pretty strong, hot and heavy, and it's continued to be this way up until present day. What I'm taking from it and what I'm assuming, unwanted unwanted messages about his Netflix stand-up special. People were literally hitting this girl up, and this is just a this is just a form of harassment being done by other people. Like, no one cares. Clearly she doesn't want to relive or revisit that, whether he's being put in a good light or a bad light. It says, for me, even opening Netflix on my TV in my own home has been completely triggering. She shared to have to see the face of someone who abused her for years is something I wouldn't wish on my own enemy. And, that goes back to, I've said this in plenty of videos, how victims, we don't speak enough and we don't champion enough for victims, even though it is hard given, the situations of people claiming to be victims and then, being found out later on that they're not victims, and or they have lied about, certain details of their situation or incident that happened, allegedly. But it says social media commentators have questioned Sarah Phillips and Andrew Schultz's relationship timeline. After Sarah's comments about Andrew reemerged, many fans on social media sounded off about the situation regarding the allegations of an age gap between the couple. One ex-user commented under the repost on the app with another certified pedophile, quoting Kendrick Lamar's diss track about Drake Not Like Us, where he calls the Canadian rapper the same thing. Amidst concerns about the ex's age differences, one ex-user suggested Sarah wasn't 16 when they dated based on her date of birth. The singer was reportedly born on October 14th, 1995, which makes her 29 as of 2024, according to Sportskeeda. Sarah began dating Andrew around 2014-2015. If that's the case, she would have been 19 or 20. Then the comedian would have been 31, 32. She never said in her post that she was 16 when they dated. And that's why I didn't want to really go in this. And, you talk about, the age, because there is some discrepancy of when and where, the times and dates of it. So I'm just going to stick that out, leave that to the side until, it becomes more factual. Here's the which come by RN. They saying that she was 16 and he was 28, and they broke up in 2015. Okay, so take that with your own opinion or thought. While Sarah has received many comments about her and Andrew's relationship, the LA-based singer, songwriter, and producer said in the 2020 Instagram post that she was happy and healthy and had moved on with her life. Andrew has never publicly addressed Sarah's allegations. If you know someone experiencing DV, call National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. Okay? And, this is the thing right here. On some level, it has not been substantiated that, this actually took place or happened. Who's to say? But it is kind of interesting that it reemerged, given the fact that Schulz was so comedically inclined to, kind of call Kendrick Lamar a hypocrite and all of these types of things, the type of person that he is. Now, allegedly, I'm not sure, so I will say allegedly, he is married to someone else. I kind of wonder how that relationship is going. Okay. So, it's just a lot of things, when people jump out there. You're talking about a person that has not been involved or has spoken extensively about, when I say a person, I'm talking about Andrew Schulz, that has not spoken extensively about black issues outside of his comedian thing. He considers himself a comedian, or the shows that he did with Charlemagne the God. That's that's pretty much it. This is what Kendrick Lamar was talking about, where you say you have to protect the black woman. Yeah, no one's perfect. Yeah, rap music and hip hop, and not only rap music and hip hop, so we can just dispel that type of thinking or that narrative that's being put out there in rock music, in pop music, and all of this. There have been songs where they have literally disrespected women, but they didn't put a race on it. Okay, especially rock music. If you listen to some of the old classics in rock music, just for an example, some of the things that they say about women in general, and not putting, and they didn't put a race on it. Some of them did, some of them didn't. But for the most part of me listening to rock music and all different types of genres of music, they have disrespected women as well. But people seem to drone and run on this narrative that rap and rock, rap and hip hop music, well, rap music, excuse me, rap music, they're always disrespecting the black woman, and that is the only genre of music where you will see people like consistently, oh, it's black women, you're disrespecting black women, you're disrespecting your own women. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever listened to a Guns N' Roses album? Okay, have you ever listened to like, you know what I'm saying? Have you ever listened to an album from Guns N' Roses and all of those people like back in there and stuff like that? Some of their music and stuff like that where they're talking about, just slutting women out and abuse and this, that, and the third, but they call them groupies, but it's literally the same thing, just different genres, if you break it down to its basis. But again, I may be wrong, so I would like to have some input for anyone that knows anything in depth. I would definitely love to hear from you. But Andrew Schulz, he's not funny. The men that were on the episodes of him when he was talking about Kendrick Lamar, he literally doubled down on it. Oh, he's so short in this. Like, stop doing this. Like, you cannot judge a person's book by their cover, whether they be short, tall, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, whether they be fat, whether they be skinny, and you cannot put these distinctions on people anymore and stuff like that if you do not know for a fact how this person will react, how this person will handle a situation. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out of these society tropes that, oh, just because he's short and this, oh, I can overtake him, I can overpower him, I can also buck break him if I wanted to, and it's kind of weird and suspicious that he would go into a scenario of being in jail with Kendrick Lamar. Why would he be in jail why would Kendrick Lamar be in jail, or him for that matter, in the first place, is just baffling to me. So for him to do this whole spill about, if me and Kendrick Lamar was in jail, after we got finished doing everything and the boredom set in, the only thing left is to, make love with this guy, and I wouldn't have any issues of making love with this guy because, he's a small, short stature guy. And see, this is how things happen. And then, who's to say how a person responds? If that is the case, that could be anyone, not just for this situation, but that could be anyone. Who's to say how a person responds and then something actually happens to you? Not saying that it will, but just saying, hypothetically, if something were to happen, if you were to try this and the outcome is not favorable in it sways your way, the first thing that Andrew Schulz would want to do is go to the police. Oh, I'm going to the police. Oh, I'm going to file a report. Oh, I'm going to get you arrested. This is the consistent Karen behavior. Karen behavior that is going on. When I posted on my IG that Drake has officially become the first Karen of hip hop, I meant that. Andrew Schulz, he is not by far the first Karen of comedy, but for him to literally speak on something that he has no knowledge or probably doesn't even listen to on a daily basis is like confusing as hell to me. But I don't know, you guys, drop down in the comment section, let me know how you feel about that. And yeah, I know this video was kind of long and stuff like that, but if you stuck even 5 minutes of the video, I really do appreciate it. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Drop down in the comment section, chop it up with me. And with that, you guys, thank you so much. I will get with you in the next one.